we like it or not, money does make the world go round, and that is the currency of Business 7. Welcome to this week's show, in which we'll mainly focus on the impact of rising fuel prices on the Namibian consumer, as well as the housing crisis in the country. We'll be right back.
While Namibia and its cities are seen as one of the cleanest countries in Africa, plastic pollution is a big problem. Therefore, it's up to each of us to do what we can to reduce the use of plastic, especially single-use plastic bags. At Liberty Life Namibia, we've taken the decision to turn all our old branding items into reusable shopping bags. It's a way in which we can drive sustainability and look after our most important stakeholder, our environment. If you also believe in sustainability and would like more information, please get in touch. Liberty Life Namibia. In it with you.
Russia's defense ministry showed footage of multiple rocket launchers conducting drills in the Crimea. Russia has deployed MiG-31K fighter jets with hypersonic missiles and long-range strategic bombers to its airbase in Syria for naval exercises. Meanwhile, the first part of a planned contingent of 2,000 US troops and hundreds of vehicles entered the Czech Republic from Germany en route eastwards to Slovakia for NATO's Sabre Strike military drills. Slovakia borders Ukraine to the east. According to the Slovak Defense Ministry, the US troops with around 600 pieces of equipment will take part in the exercises along with nearly 1,300 Slovak soldiers in the first 2 weeks of March. In the printed edition of Business 7 this week, which is in Republikein, Algemeine Zeitung and the Namibian Sun, as well as on the websites of the dailies, we take a look at the rising fuel prices by way of an infographic. Let's take a closer look. The latest data released by the Namibia Statistics Agency shows the inflation rate for the operation of personal transport equipment, which includes fuel prices, was 19% last month. A year ago, the figure was minus 4.7%. Now, the tensions between the West and Russia over the Ukraine situation, coupled with a rebound in the global economy from the pandemic, has resulted in oil prices now trading at 2014 highs, according to IJG. The price of Brent jumped 50% last year as a global recovery in demand from the COVID-19 pandemic strained supply. Brent oil hit its highest price since September 2014 this Monday, with the commodity going higher than $96 per barrel. Now, according to IJG, a lack of production capacity and limited investment in the sector will likely result in fuel prices in Namibia remaining elevated for the majority of this year.
A lot has changed in the past 160 plus years, but the world is evolving faster every day. Founder Samuel Lowell Price's version of a self-driving car was a really smart horse. Who knows how our great-grandchildren will get around? Here at PwC, we know we're responsible for guiding our people, clients, and communities through this constant change. How do we engage the more than 220,000 people across 157 countries in the PwC network? Through a clear and simple purpose, to build trust in society and solve important problems. What that really means is, in between our morning coffees and our evening commutes home, we all live and breathe the same core values. Here they are, the 5 things that make us, us. We act with integrity. We speak up for what's right, even when it's the harder option. We make a difference. We stay informed and proactively look for ways to better our world. We care about each other, about our clients and stakeholders, about empowering everyone to do their best. We work together. We know feedback, collaboration, and diverse perspectives help us deliver the highest quality outcomes. We reimagine the possible. Nothing great ever came from sticking with the status quo. We always challenge ourselves to innovate. Our values make us who we are and will help propel us toward the legacy we've envisioned for the future. A sentiment Sam and his horse would have definitely stood behind.
On the front page of Business 7 today, we take a look at the draft revised National Housing Policy for Namibia. Let's take a look at the front page. No pun intended, our headline is the all-elusive Namibian house, quite against the policy all over the country, which is supposed to be the all-inclusive Namibian house. Be that as it may, in the story, it says that government will have to spend and invest more than 2 billion Namibian dollars every year, so that especially ultra-low and low-income Namibians, currently making up about 88% of the country's households, could have adequate and affordable housing by 2030. Now, the new proposed revised policy shifts the focus from the government-led provision of houses to enabling a broad spectrum of stakeholders to deliver housing opportunities. NMH's Jana Marie Smith recently visited Informal Settlements in Windhoek to capture the plight of Namibians without adequate housing or sanitation.
All we want is just water. Help us with water, please.
We need water. We are tired of the way. It is very long and it's difficult there to pass there when we come here.
Mr. Joban Panda, please, we are suffering here. Can you please do something for us? As a mayor, bring for us even a tank for water and a toilet.
Many Namibians take indoor plumbing for granted. But for these women, whose families were relocated to higher ground in January after heavy rains damaged their old homes, the daily task of fetching water requires walking along a difficult, narrow, and at times dangerous footpath to the nearest water point situated in a neighboring settlement. When the river flows or it is dark, they are completely cut off from the water point. although they also have no electricity or toilets, they are asking the municipality to install a closer water point, which will be enough for now, they say.
See, they say we are in a free, independent country. We are not independent. We are still like you struggling. Those who have money, maybe they are free. We are not free. We are still using the river bend as a toilet, as our toilet. They put us here as a new location because of the flood, but now they didn't even put water here to us. We are not free. Even the ambulance, if we sick during the day or during the night, the ambulance can't reach here. They must make it nice, they grab a lot nicely so that the car must reach here. Like you struggling too much.
There's no equality. There's no equality. As we want only water, only water and the roads and the toilet.
We need to be relocated, then they give us a nice place where there is no flood, where there is electricity, water, toilet, everything. Then we say we are in a free country.
We are living in such a location where there's no water, no electricity, and no road. We are just suffering like this. They must do something so that our heart can feel happy and to remember that yes, our country is free. Yes, sometimes we are knock off late, then we came home, there's no water. We have to take a bucket of water and go to tap, and it's a long distance, and there is even a riverbed, a long riverbed where you can find a churchy, or you can even fall down with a bucket of water. Some of the women, they are pregnant and they are having small babies, and it's very difficult for them. Can you please do something for us?
Water is life. We need water. Corona days. How can we wash our hands?
Kampanda nitupomea.
Yeah.
Netupomea vangasha batelo silongwa shishi.
No,
baba. Oi. Netutala mea. Omea.
You know, a few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day. Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts.
Just like that.
Oh, did I tell you what my husband did?
Even me, I want to save time with the, what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?
Thank you for joining me in this week's Business 7 studio. We're playing out with an animation of the price monster in Namibia. Remember, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Until then, please stay safe.
rate in Namibia averaged 9.06% in 1973 until 2021, reaching an all-time high of 20.54% in June of 1992 and a record low of 0.94% in May of 2005. Elevated inflation is expected to persist this year. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, said in its World Economic Outlook update released this month. Ongoing supply chain disruptions and high energy prices continuing in 2022 will be the main culprits. Inflation is expected to average 3.9% in advanced economies and 5.9% in emerging markets and developing economies in 2022 before subsiding in 2023. According to the IMF, there is a risk that persistently elevated living costs and tighter labor markets will compel workers to ask for and firms to accede to higher wages. The resulting higher labor cost would in turn push up prices further, perpetuating an inflationary cycle that would require aggressive policy action to combat.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to another exciting edition.